Sorry, I'm having terrible trouble today. My video won't flip. I even restarted my phone and it won't flip. So I am having to flip my phone around instead. Oh, it's going to be harder for me to see, but I even restarted and it won't flip. I don't know what to do. Why won't my video flip anymore? What the deal with that is. Alright, well, we have the phone flipped around, so at least you can see the video. It's like, oh, I don't have time for this right now. I'm kind of busy. In a hurry. So I am chopping up a little onion here. I don't know if you, yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing, I guess. Hopefully the video is still working. You are on, say hello. I know the thing is working at all. Then I'm going to put this onion in my little pan. This is some melted butter, and I'm making some veggies over here. But I don't know that it really looks any different to you from what I'm saying, but I can't, usually you can just flip your video around. And it said, nope, we're not doing it. I wonder if it'll let me do it now. Now that the video started, the thing is I have it covered up. Well, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I don't want to mess with it. It might quit working. So if you're going to have comments, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to see them because my little holder is covering it up. But yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. Okay, so then I'm going to put, I have some squash, carrots, and zucchini that have been cut and washed, and I'm putting it all in there. Pick up all this peel from the onion. Man, it's the pickiest. I'm kind of glad that's the end of those little onions. Because, for some reason, they don't want to peel. Alright, so there is my veggies. And I'm going to take my salt. My throat is not cooperating today. And I'm actually going to take some hot shot, which is black pepper and red pepper mixed. And cover that up for a little bit. Okay, so then I've got some rice cooking over here. And that is going to be done in about 12 minutes. And then I'm going to make some sauce. Now the sauce, the white sauce for this chicken and rice casserole, it needs 3/4 of a stick of butter. So you're going to have 6 tablespoons of butter. I have made this before, but this is like one of my family's all-time favorite dinners. Chicken and rice casserole. Everybody loves it. It's so good. It's very simple and economical to make, too. So I already have the chicken cooked. You want 2 chicken breasts. Cooked and shredded or chopped or however you want it. You know, just bite-sized pieces. Put up that butter. So I'm going to melt that butter. I'm going to drop everything out of the refrigerator. For some reason, why did we do that? Holy crap. Okay, so then we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of flour. So let me get that ready. Okay, I'm going to measure the flour. There's 2 tablespoons. Make one more. 3. Alright, so there's my flour. Got that ready. As soon as this butter melts. And then we're also going to add some salt to that. Let's see what this salt say. I don't think it says. So I need a little extra salt because that's not salted butter. It's easier to grab that one. So I would say you need about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I go ahead and add that to the melting butter. So then we have that going. Let's check that. I'm going to get a spoon here. Stir this up a bit. Looks so good. Love those mixed veggies like that, okay? This butter is just bubbling away. So let me get a little spoon. Long handle spoon is what I want. Get the rest of this butter to melt, and we're going to add the flour, and you're going to cook that around for about a minute. Then you're going to add 1.5 cups of milk and 1.5 cups of chicken broth. That's all you need for this sauce. And I go ahead and pre-warm the milk a little bit, so I've already warmed it in the microwave. You don't have to do that, but it's a lot faster if you do. Ow, I just splattered that on my hand. Butter. That hurt. Okay, just rinse it on hot butter. Okay, so we're going to stir this around. You could add some pepper to this too if you want to. I think I'm going to. It does say salt and pepper, so I don't usually measure the pepper. Just take the pepper grinder, you know, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper or something. If you like more pepper, put a bunch. So we're bubbling that around. Okay, so now I'm going to take, and I go ahead and mix. Yeah, I did for this. Well, I didn't warm this milk yet. Oh, I didn't. All right, let's put it in there and warm it. Let's turn that down. Okay, we're done with our flour. This is relatively pretty quick to make once you pre-cook your chicken. And you have to chop up some red and green peppers. And I chopped up the red and green peppers, and then I microwaved them for a couple of minutes, so they're kind of soft a little bit. 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes or something. Because sometimes they don't really get soft in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my oven to 350. That's just like foaming up like crazy. I'm going to move it off there for a minute. I don't need it to keep cooking, I just need this milk to get warm. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead, refill my water jug over here that I have some filtered water. I ran through my water filter pitcher. And I put that in the refrigerator. Got 8 seconds. Alright, here we go. Here's our milk. And I'm going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth. This is chicken stock. I think it has more flavor than just the broth. So I just top that up here. Oops, it's sloshing everywhere. There we go. Okay, let's put this back on the burner. Add our milk and broth. Then we're going to bring that to a simmer. And we're pretty much going to be done, except for layering it in the casserole. Hope you're having a good Sunday morning. I hope this is actually taping. It says it is, but I don't know what the little issue is with why it won't let me flip my phone. It says it's live. Doesn't show anybody on there though. Usually there's somebody on, but that's okay. Everybody busy today. I'm hoping that's all it is, and that it's not like Facebook not letting this work or something. I guess we'll find that out soon. Okay, so we're just going to let that, like I said, come to a simmer. I also took the rest of my red and green pepper, and I'm going to add that to the squash, but I don't want to add it too soon because I don't like it to be, I don't like the peppers to be mushy. I don't care if the rest of the vegetables are softer, but you can cook it all real nice and firm if you want to, but I don't want, definitely don't want that pepper to get too soft. I'm just over here taking some vitamins real quick. I was going to do that every day. There we go. I just hadn't gotten taken my vitamins yet. But now I have. A couple of ice cubes down here. Like that. This is nice and cool. There we go. Alright, let's turn this up just a little. Can't get this heating. I'm going to stir it so it doesn't stick. This is called a white sauce. This is really a replacement kind of thing for like cream of chicken soup, cream of celery soup, cream of mushroom soup, all those kind of cream of something soups. If you would like to make a recipe that doesn't have those like canned soup and you want like what's a homemade version of it, what you do is you add, I think, a little extra flour to it. And this is what this would be. It would be like cream of chicken soup without the chunks of chicken. Of course, you could add those. But you could use a thickened version of this white sauce in those recipes. And I have done it too. And it's a lot better. You don't have whatever is in those ingredients, some of the stuff in that, preservatives and stuff in that. Okay, so it should be simmering soon. Once it simmers, it'll be thickened. And then we are ready to assemble our casserole. Gotta wait for this to boil, so I'm still gonna do my live to put on my makeup, and I usually I think it's faced the right direction for that though, so hopefully that won't mess that up. We'll see. So if you are watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the video and I will know you are here. Just say hello. Tell me what you like to cook. I'm getting close here. The rice is going to be done is what that beep was. Let me turn that off. One more minute for the rice. This is perfect. We're going to be ready to assemble the casserole, and we're going to put it in the oven, and it's going to be so good. Takes about half an hour at 350, covered. I cover it with foil. Let's see what we got going on here. Also, with our squash. It's pretty yummy. Okay, let's turn that way down. Alright, rice is done. Now once we bring this to a boil, we're good to go. So let me check the rice, taste it a little bit. I always taste the rice to make sure it's done. You never know. It's done. Perfect. Always make sure you add salt to your rice water. If you don't, you will never get it salty enough. And I think you need like a teaspoon per cup of rice. This is taking a while to boil today. It doesn't usually seem to take this long. But we're getting there. Are we there? Are we there? So we have our vegetable and our casserole and some oat milk raisin cookies for dessert. Oh, we're boiling. Okay, we'll turn that off. Gonna move it off the burner. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna show ya my casserole. My casserole dish is here. And you can spray this if you want to. I usually don't. I don't think you really need to. I'm gonna take a spoon and I'm gonna take my rice. This is 2 cups of rice that has been cooked in 4 cups of water. So you're gonna take a third of this rice and you're gonna kind of sprinkle it around in this casserole. 9 to 13 pan. Just spread about a third of it around. Then you're going to take your cooked and shredded chicken, like half of it, because you don't want the chicken on top. So you only want to do the chicken in 2s, and the other ingredients you do in 3s. So you're going to do half the chicken, because if the chicken's on top, it'll dry out. So you're just going to sprinkle that around. Kind of spread it around. And then you're going to add your partially cooked red and green peppers. And I think this really not only adds a lot of color, a third, you're going to do a third of these, and they are really hot. Let me get a spoon, because I had them in the microwave. This adds not only a lot of pretty color, it adds a lot of good flavor. So we're going to add about a third of those sprinkled around. There you go. Then you're going to take your broth, your sauce. And what I want to do with this is, my main objective is to make sure that the chicken doesn't get dry. So I'm going to drizzle this all over the chicken. All around, make sure I douse every piece of chicken with it. It's really, the chicken being moist is really makes a difference for this. This isn't even in the recipe to do this, but I do it. Okay, so then you're going to take another third of your rice, and you're going to spill it. You're going to put that on top and spread that around. Try to evenly shake that around. Still dropping a whole bunch of it over here. Oh well. Here we go. Kind of spread it around. Kind of have a hole over here for some reason. There we are. And I'm going to take, ooh, that rice wanted to stick to my hand. All these pieces I'm dropping and put them in there. Then you're going to take the other half of your chicken. And if you prefer, you know, dark meat chicken, you can do that. You could probably do this with pork too if you wanted. I don't know, I've never tried it. It's real good with chicken. It's chicken or rice. This is a real good hit with people who are shut-ins or had surgery or back from the hospital or something and they need somebody to cook for them. I've always made this for things like that and people are like, oh my gosh, that is so good. We didn't want to eat anything else that was brought to us. It was so funny. I've actually heard people say that. We didn't want anything else. That. Okay, then you'll sprinkle another third of those peppers around. Then you're going to take your sauce again, drizzle it over the chicken again, all around. I really have found that doing this really does make a difference, because sometimes when you just pour this sauce all over the top, it just doesn't seem to get down to every little piece of chicken. You know, it kind of goes around it. I really think this helps a lot. Chicken isn't really spread out very well there, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. See if I can't spread that a little bit more. Then you're going to take the rest of your rice, the final third. You're going to sprinkle that around. Well, I'll tell you, if anybody is there today, if you are there and you're commenting, I don't see it. Facebook is not showing me comments or that anybody's there. So I'm assuming nobody is watching live, but if you're not, if you are and you think, why isn't she saying hi to me? It's because Facebook is showing me nobody is there and no comments. So maybe everybody's actually not there because you're busy and going to watch it later, and that's fine, but it's just unusual that I don't have at least 1 or 2 people watching me cook. People like to watch cook. Maybe because I've made this before. You've seen this before. Okay, one of the tricks to easily cleaning a rice bowl or anything with starch is to, before you put it in hot water, soak it for a while in cold water, and the cold water releases the starch. I heard that on a cooking show or something years ago. Put cold water in it, and it won't stick. And then you can just like take the cold water out, and then you can wash it. Once you get the, wash it with cold water by itself, and then once you get all the starch off the sides of the pan, then you can wash it with soap and warm water. Amazing how well that works. Okay, now, I'm joking on a row. Right. One moment. Oh, my rice don't want to go down. Okay, all good now. Now, I'm going to sprinkle the rest of the green and red peppers on top. And there we are. Looks so pretty with these on top. This makes a pretty Christmas dish, actually, because of the red and green. You can have it for Christmas Eve or something. Christmas season. And then we're going to take our sauce and a scraper, and we're going to try to put the sauce over the entire casserole. Try to get I go to the edges, get all the edges first. You really don't want dried out edges. Then I try to kind of go all the way in, do the entire, I'm kind of running out. I put too much on the chicken. Put it all over the top. There you go. Then you're going to put this in the oven and bake it for half an hour at 350 covered, and that's it. And this will be so good. You cannot believe how good that sauce makes that casserole. You are just going to have to try it for yourself. Okay, covering it up. I'm going to put it here in the oven. Oops. Come on, fold over. Set our timer for 30 minutes. Check our veggies one more time. Veggies look perfect. Turn those off. I'm going to add the peppers and just cook those for 5 minutes at the end. And that is all for today. So let me get this up, and I'm going to hit finish. And I hope you all have a good day. Bye.